Skinny girls wait, them hoes don't compare. Junk in the trunk looking like 2 pairs. Woo, got me hotter than a sauna. Ass so fat, make me wanna thank your mama. Ass so fat, I think I need a lap dance. Ass so fat, about to pop out of them pants.
What's up, you guys? Today I'm about to show you how I make my super easy chicken and dumplings recipe. This recipe is pretty much foolproof. You can adapt it any way you like. You can add peas and carrots, which I usually do. I know some people add mixed vegetables, but this time the kids were eating it. They didn't want it. The mixed veggies in here. They wanted string beans on the side. So when it gets to the part where I usually add the veggies, I'll show you, or I'll tell you in this voiceover. So right here, I have a regular traditional rotisserie chicken. I'm taking the skin and the bones and the gristle out. So I'm pretty much deboning it. And pretty self-explanatory, right? I'm struggling with this skin a little bit because I had the chicken in my fridge for a couple of days. And yeah. So while I am deboning this chicken, I figure I'd chat a little bit, tell you what I got going on. So I am in the process of starting a frozen food line. For so long, you guys far and wide have been wanting to try my food, and now pretty soon you will have the opportunity to do so. Everything will be shipped on dry ice and get to you within 1 to 2 days. The packaging that I selected will actually keep the food refrigerated fresh for up to 4 days, but you'll get your order way before then. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm starting off with my Millionaire Mac and Cheese, of course, because that is my #1 seller. And, yeah, I'm just so excited. And, you know, I'm just putting that little plug in your ear that is coming soon. So, I went and I deboned that whole chicken. I'm just cutting the chunks of chicken into smaller chunks. And look at that. I made sure there's no gristle in there. There's no bones in there. There's no skin. It's just chicken. So, in a hot pot here, I'm putting a little bit of oil, heated it up. I'm adding the chicken. To that chicken, I'm going to add a teaspoon of the roasted garlic better than bouillon seasoning. Trying to get that seasoning mix off the fork because it's sticky. And then I'm adding some of the roasted chicken better than bouillon seasoning. It's just pretty much the regular powdered bouillon, but it's much more concentrated. So I added that. I'm adding some black pepper, of course. And then I'm going to add a little bit of my seasoning. Of course, always going to be a link in the description box below. And now I'm mixing that up, heating that through. Make sure you scrape the bottom when you're doing this, because that's where all of the flavor is. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now to this, I'm going to add 4 cups of water. I did it 2 cups at a time because I thought, you know, at first I was only going to need 2 cups. But I wound up needing 4 cups. So while that mixture is coming to a simmer, we're going to put together our dumpling mix. So I'm putting in my measuring bowl 1.5 cups of self-rising flour. Not all-purpose flour. You have to use self-rising flour because you need the leavening agents. And then I just added a little bit of my seasoning. Now right here I have some cool water that I'm just running into the batter, streaming it in, mixing while I'm adding it in so it's not lumpy. And you want the consistency of like a thick biscuit dough. You're gonna see in a second here what I mean. It's thicker than a pancake dough. You see that right there? That is the consistency you want. And my dumpling recipe is really good. And you don't have to worry about rolling it out and cutting it out. Like, that's just too much for me. I prefer mine. So right here, our chicken and stock mixture has come to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and add in 1.5 cups of whole milk. Mix that up. Look at that. It's starting to look like chicken and dumplings already. Do y'all see that? Then I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. And then once it starts simmering, I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. I'm going to add some thyme just to marry that flavor in there. And look at that right there. Y'all see that? It smells so good at this point. So I'm reducing the heat a little bit. You don't want a super rapid boil when you're adding the dumplings because that will make them just clump together and fall apart. So what I do is I just spoon in the dough in just different parts of the pot. You don't want them to stick together. The dumplings are going to rise once they start cooking. So you want to just space out where you're placing your dough. But it's super easy. Just plop in teaspoon amounts of dough just all around the pot. You see, that's what I'm doing right there. This is the easiest chicken and dumplings recipe you will find, and it's so good. Here is how it looks after I put on my dough. I'm just gently taking my spoon and just separating the dough very, very gently. You see how nice I'm caressing that dough right there? See them dumplings? You cannot tell me that it's not like some homemade grandma style chicken and dumplings. So this has to cook a little bit more. So if you're adding your frozen drained veggies, now would be the time to do it since it has just a little bit more time to cook. To finish off, I like to add some pepper, some dried parsley, and I'm just going to give it a good mix. And you guys, look at that nice thick gravy. It's definitely going to get thicker as it stands, but look at that, beautiful. So you can eat your chicken and dumplings with pretty much anything. I see some people eat it with rice, some people eat it with biscuits or crackers or whatever. I always make mine with some honey cornbread, so that's what I have right here. I just made like a little small pan of cornbread, and this is the finished product. Do y'all see that? Okay, look at how quick and easy it is to make that. Like, so many times you think some recipes just take so long and they're so hard to make, but look at how easy this was. You cannot tell me that's not some A1 chicken and dumplings. Wow.
You know, they say it's not good until Ronnie say it's good. Try it, babe. Is it good?
It's delicious.
Thank you. So easy to make, y'all.
Don't slip up or get caught. Why not?